waters where the tomahawk flows. In a pine wood grove as I chanced to rove, I spied a hobo's grave. Now he lies all alone in a grave unknown, where the Norway bends and sways, where the bit timber wolf on the cold winter nights will howl on the hobo's grave. The Hobo's Grave is one of the many traditional folk songs collected by Edith Fowke in Ontario. While a good number of these songs had been brought over by the settlers and pioneers, some were actually inspired by local events, scandals, sensational trials, shipwrecks, love gone wrong. Others, like the many lumberjack songs, documented the daily life of those settlers. In this program, The Tales and Tunes of Edith Fowke, we showcase the stories behind the ballads as well as the songs themselves. The Trent River Balladeers is an ensemble of musicians and storytellers who have collaborated to bring these stories and songs to life. Depending on the venue, this program could be presented by as few as 2 or as many as 6 performers. In this video, we'll give you a small sampling, beginning with a humorous song about the Peterborough Jail, which was nicknamed Johnson's Hotel after the governor of the time.
On the banks of the Otonabee, there's a nice little spot. There's a boarding house there where you get your meals hot. And across from the Quaker comes a cold flaky smell to remind you you're boarding at Johnson's Hotel. I remember the night I wrote this song. It was my 4th vacation in the Peterborough Jail. Well, that's what me and my buddies called it, a vacation. When the going got tough and we were tired and hungry, we'd do something to get ourselves thrown in jail. I usually ended up here drunk and disorderly, but this time was different. The temperature outside had got down to -40. I broke into Duffus's funeral home to find a warm place to sleep. Just didn't see the copper on the corner. Judge Langley, he's a pretty good guy. He knew I wasn't out to rob anybody or cause any trouble. Still, he laid on 35 days in jail. This is day 23, and it's been okay up to now. In the rooms up at Johnson's, you get such a hoard. If you want to cut beefsteak, you must borrow a sword. It ain't much to look at. Oh, it is swell just to be boarding at Johnson's Hotel.
The Old Man's Courtship is a ballad bemoaning the fate of a young woman married to a much older man. Of course, there were usually financial reasons for a woman to engage in this kind of an alliance. In the 1840s, when young Martha Taylor married George Cook, a man old enough to be her grandfather, she thought this would be a very brief marriage because of his advanced age. However, things did not quite work out for her the way she expected. An old man, he courted me, fa-la-la-doodle. An old man, he courted me, hey-derry-da. An old man, he courted me, all for to marry me. Maids, while you're young, never wed an old man.
At the barn raising, I keep my eyes open for the single gentleman. I have trouble locating him, but then it dawns on me. The old man with white hair, sitting with the chaps from Woodstock, drinking beer, is him. Oh, dear. I finger my long brown braid. And then I set my resolve, for it suddenly becomes clear to me that this old man with a farm and money is an answer from heaven for all my troubles. No more scrimping, no more shame. I shall eat beef on Sundays and put sugar in my tea. And every fall and summer, I shall buy myself a new cotton dress.
For he has no fa-la-la-doodle. For he has no hey-derry-da. For he has no floodle, he's lost his ding-doodle. Maids, while you're young, never wed an old man. At the turn of the 20th century, there was a dearth of young men in Ontario, as many had been lured out west with the promise of free land. Of the young women who went out west in search of adventure and possibly a husband was Laura Beatrice Burton. She was later to become the mother of Canada's famous author, Pierre Burton. In her book, I Married the Klondike, Laura mentions that she was 29 and still unmarried when she accepted a teaching position up in Dawson City. Perhaps she was feeling a little like the singer of this next song, which is called The Poor Little Girls of Ontario.
I'll sing you a song of that lone pest. It goes by the name of the Great Northwest. I cannot have a beau at all. They all skip out there in the fall. One by one they all clear out, thinking to better themselves, no doubt, caring little how far they go. The poor little girls of Ontario.
When they learned of my plans, everyone thought I was crazy, even though our family had always been rather nonconformist. My sister Flossie, an artist who had just returned from Paris, threw up her hands in horror. Oh, my dear, I am so very sorry. My sister Maud, an ex-nun and missionary, gave me the benefit of her advice. Make sure you tell everyone on that boat that you're going north to teach. I have heard that there are some very disreputable young women on those coastal steamers. And get yourself a wedding ring. You may be glad of its protection.
I'll pack my clothes in a carpet sack. I'll go out there and I'll never come back. I'll find me a husband and a good one too. If I have to move to Caribou, one by one they all clear out, thinking to better themselves, no doubt, caring little how far they go. The poor little girls of Ontario.
Of all the songs collected by Edith Fowke, the most prolific genre was the lumbering song. We conclude this video with one verse of Hogan's Lake, a song about life in an Ottawa Valley lumber camp in the 1870s.
Come all ye brisk young fellows that assemble here tonight, assist my bold endeavors with these 3 lines I write. It is a gang of shanty boys, I mean to let you know. They went up a town